Guys, welcome to another video, and in today's video we're just going to have a basic overview of the chemical context of life. So as you guys see here, I have a couple of photos. I do have this beautiful cat here. Cats are my favorite. We have some rocks here. We also have Tyrion Lannister, one of my favorites in Game of Thrones. If we look down below, we also have this small tiny little ant here. And then, of course, we have this big whale lord. Actually, oops, I wasn't supposed to say the name. I was supposed to let you guys guess what it is, but it is a Pokemon. However, just for the video's sake, we're saying it's a whale. What do all these photos have in common besides being completely random and things that I like? Except ants and rocks. Yes, they are all made up of matter. Now, what is matter? Matter is anything that takes up space, right? So if we go ahead and go to the next slide, we can see more. Now we're getting more scientific here. I know you guys all missed those photos. But again, matter, that's anything that takes up space. So now what we have next is matter is then made up of something called elements. And as we can see here, they're organized by something called a periodic table to our left. We see there's hydrogen, lithium, sodium, potassium, what else? Oxygen, nitrogen, phosphorus, sulfur, nitrogen, carbon, just to name a few, right? So these are specific examples of some elements, right? So some of the elements that I want to highlight, I call it sponge, right? And sponge is just sulfur, phosphorus, oxygen, nitrogen, carbon, and hydrogen. Why am I highlighting these elements? I'm highlighting these elements because they make up for 96% of a lot of the elements that occur naturally, right? They make up 96% of living matter, right? As seen in this chart right here that I just highlighted or underlined, we have oxygen making up for 65% of human body weight. We have carbon making up for 8.5%. And then we have hydrogen 9.5, nitrogen 3.3, calcium 1.5, and so on and so forth. So if we see sponge again, which is the phosphorus, sulfur, what else? Nitrogen, hydrogen, carbon, and oxygen make up the larger percent of our human body weight, right? Makes up for 96% of living matter. And not just humans, this is other living organisms as well. So I want to go back to the periodic table and kind of explain how there's actually 92 natural occurring elements that scientists have identified. And again, this is organized by something called the periodic table, right? So let's go back a bit. So again, we have all these guys here. We have the kitty, we have the rocks, we have Tyrion, the small ant, and this huge Pokemon whale lord, which for our sake is a whale. They are all made up of matter because they take up space. And then matter is made up of something called elements. Some examples are sulfur, phosphorus, oxygen, nitrogen, carbon, and hydrogen, right? Now these elements can then form something called compounds. So compounds are two elements or more that link together, right? And we'll go deeper into that in other videos of how they're able to bond together, right? So down here we do have compounds, and some examples are H2O, which is water, right? And then if we go skip over here, we have salt, NaCl, and this is just it's formed by chlorine and sodium coming together. Sodium is a metal, and then chlorine is actually a very toxic gas. So it's crazy because once these two link together, they give us something edible like salt that we can eat. So this is very interesting stuff, how we see how certain elements can react with each other, forming compounds that can ultimately change their characteristics. We went from something that's very toxic, a very toxic gas, and a metal, to something we can actually eat. And I put it on my fries. It tastes good. So That's something to think about, and I think that is very cool. So if we go on to the next page, we're going to get more into matter. There's two sides of this in this little chart that we have. If we start to the left of us, matter can be a pure substance, or to our right, it can be a mixture, right? Let's start with the pure substances, right? It can be one element, I mean, one, it can, I'm sorry, one type of atom, the element, which we talked about already, which down here we have hydrogen, right? So hydrogen would be an element, or it can be a compound. So again, matter can be a pure substance, and matter can be an element or a compound. And a compound is when we have two or more elements together. So down here we have a water, right? And what is water made of? It has an oxygen and two hydrogens. This creates a compound because we have the element oxygen, and then we have two elements of hydrogen making water, which is a compound. And then to our left, we have hydrogen by itself. That is a single element, okay? And now if we go over to our right, we can see that matter can also be a mixture. And the two different mixtures can be homogeneous or it can be heterogeneous, right? For homogeneous, this is when two substances uh, create some type of uniform composition and they mix well together. The example that I have down here is Kool-Aid. You have that little pouch, that packet of it looks like fairy duster, some type of dust thing, right? You put it into the water, you can mix it, and it's uniform. It mixes well. However, if we have to our right, we have oil and water, which do not mix. They separate. So they are heterogeneous. And we can remember this by these words here: homo meaning same, and hetero meaning different. Hetero, they separate, right? Homo means one. They are able to mix together and create a uniform composition. As to heterogeneous, it creates an irregular composition, okay? So if we go on to our last few slides that I have here, I want to talk about the atom. And just to recap once again, because I like doing this, we have matter, right? And then after that, we have what? Matter is made up of elements, right? And these elements are then made up of something called atoms. So let me just get that out of our way and read what I have down here. Elements are made up of atoms. Said this before. And atoms are the smallest unit of matter. So, okay, they're the smallest unit, but what do I have down here? Whoa. So now they can go even smaller? Yes. Even smaller than atoms? Yes. We have subatomic particles. Subatomic particles are protons, neutrons, and electrons. And if I swipe right, we can see an example. So here I have the periodic table back up again, and the example we're going to use is helium. As seen down here, we have the movie Up, a lot of people's favorites, and we have all these balloons that are here, right? And those balloons have helium in it. Helium is a gas. They use it in balloons, birthday parties, special celebrations. They put helium gas. It's a very light gas, hence why the balloon is able to float, right? So if we look at this helium, this whole thing is the helium atom, and that's exactly what we talked about in this last slide, where matter is made up of elements, and then elements are made up of atoms, right? And this is the whole helium atom here. However, this helium atom is then made up of subatomic particles. We have an electron here, a neutron, and then a proton. And the protons and neutrons are right in the center. That is called the nucleus. So they're tightly packed into this core, and more specifically, it's called the atomic nucleus, right? And then we have two electrons sitting out on the side, and these form a negative charge around the nucleus, and that would be the electron cloud. Okay, I'm gonna cut it short here. We're going to talk more about this in another video. I want to make it into a part 2. This is just a basic overview, and just for a recap, let's just kind of run through it real quick, right? Because that's what's more important. So again, anything that takes up space is matter, right? Matter is made up of something called elements. Some examples of elements are what? Hydrogen, oxygen, sulfur, phosphorus, carbon, or nitrogen. And I chose these specifically because they make up 96% of all living matter, right? If we want to go deeper, take a deeper dive, elements are then made up of something called what? Atoms, right? Which is, of course, the smallest unit, right? That we can have. If we see right here, atoms, it's the smallest unit of matter. However, that can even be broken down even more into subatomic particles as seen here: protons, neutrons, and electrons. All right, so that concludes the video. In the next video, we'll talk more about this and talk more about, stuff that makes up our life. All right, so I'll see you guys next video. Take it easy, guys. Peace.